climbing out to celebrate in Road America, America's National Park of Speed, welcomes Alex Palou to victory lane for the second time here in Wisconsin. And the 10 crew will get to greet their young superstar first. And we'll greet him at the end of the line. Alex. There's Ricky Davis, longtime crew chief, team manager. We have marveled at your perseverance through whatever the situation is, and in this case, it was a crash in practice to come back with a car that you really hadn't driven. How did you survive this weekend and get it back to victory lane?
It's been an amazing weekend, honestly. We started with a lot of speed. Big mistake by my part in practice too, but it was amazing. They had only an hour and a half to rebuild all the car. We went back on track and it was even better than on practice too. So I'm super happy. They gave me the pit stop that gave us the win as well. So yeah, cannot thank them enough. It was an amazing day for the number 10 American Legion Ganassi car, and we're gonna keep it going.
I'm gonna give you another chance to credit the team. There's Barry Wanzer, one of the team managers and the strategist. So you mentioned the quick pit stops. They not only had to repair your car, they had to prepare a backup for Scott Dixon. What do you make of what this team was able to do to get both of you guys up at the front? And Marcus wasn't too far behind, Ericsson either.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. Yesterday, honestly, it was a tough day for the team. They had to, as you said, rebuild not only my car, but also Scott's one. We made it back on time for qualifying, and not only on time, but we were able to fight for qualifying. So amazing. As I said, we're gonna try and keep it rolling. We have an amazing team behind. So
Colton Herta had a pretty big gap. Did you know that he was a lap shorter on fuel? And take us through this last opportunity when you did get him for what turned out to be the winning pass.
Yeah, honestly, he was really quick on the first couple of laps on the blacks, and I thought I was not going to catch him. But anyway, I knew our tires were a bit slower on getting up to temperature, so we kept on pushing, kept on putting some pressure, and we finally made it happen.
You won a championship in your first year with the team. You were in the mix last year, but there was a lot going on. How much should the rest of the field look out this year, considering you're in your happy place, everything is good, you're focusing on what you need to focus on? How strongly do you feel that the championship is yours at this point?
Nothing, 0%, man. Honestly, it's IndyCar. Yeah, we had really good results so far. We are good on points so far, but IndyCar, you never know. You go to Mid-Ohio and you struggle on pace and somebody gets a roll, and yeah, they can have 3 or 4 wins in a row. So we're gonna keep on focus each race, Mid-Ohio next, and cannot wait for it.
Congratulations. Enjoy your weekend off.
I will, thank you.
Alex Palou in victory lane with Chip Ganassi Racing and Honda at Road America. Dylan.
Colton Herta dominated today, led 33 laps, ultimately slips to 5th at the end. That 1 lap early pit stop, was that the difference? And did you realize that you were going to have to save that much when you guys did come in a lap early?
It was unclear to me, like, how the race was going to play out at that point. It was hard to say what was going to happen with fuel numbers. I knew it was about 15 laps ago, and that's usually a pretty reasonable fuel number, but it ended up being quite a bit more. So it's a frustrating one. Like, we had the best car, and we were cruising the whole time. Like, I had so much more in it, and we just never really got to show it because we were always saving fuel, trying to go that lap later. So that's a killer. You know, we still got a 5th out of it, which is nice. Not what we want though, and so for that reason, it's pretty frustrating.
Yeah, to your point, you said earlier, you know, you guys have raced well this year. You've started deeper and gone forward. Today, it's the opposite. That makes this sting that much more, I'd imagine.
Yeah. But you know, when you're starting 14th, it's a lot easier to move forward than when you're starting first. So it does suck. You know, it's a top 5 in the end, which is nice points, but you know, the moment I could care less about it. So
thanks, Colton. Tough day for the 2016. They'll end up 5th today.
Well, it makes it tougher when you hear him articulate the situation they were in. He said he was cruising, and when you look at the board, and we'll show you the points a little bit later, he's in the top 10 in points, but he's 141 back now.
Yeah, the point that I'm kind of confused about is he's right, a 15-lap stint. You know, it's long, but it's not crazy long. The amount it looked like he had to save seemed pretty dramatic. I almost wonder if they didn't get all the fuel in the car, and that's why that number kept changing.
I don't think so. I mean, the balance was perfect. He was basically driving at max pace. He had plenty of range to make it on that third stint. I don't know what happened there, but I was surprised. I mean, you and I argued about it at the time, and the only thing to cover against is the yellow coming out, but the likelihood of that was pretty low as Michael Andretti tries to console his driver, and they're trying to figure it out, and there it is. Colton saying we should have just gone one more lap before that last stop, and that is a brutal, crushing result after an otherwise dominant weekend for Colton Herta and Andretti Autosport.
Well, look at that now. The margin goes from 51 to 74. Alex Palou over Marcus Ericsson. And the third place, Josef Newgarden, 81 points adrift of the championship leader. Let's hear from the Team Penske driver now.
They finished second today, which is never fun, but a solid day for the points, as you said, nonetheless. So talk about your day and just some of the things you battled. I know you feel like you maybe had a shot or a car good enough, but just didn't have it at the end.
I mean, we definitely had a shot at the win today. You know, not at the end. I think Palou was just better than us on that final stint. So, you know, he did a great job. He's very deserving. I just, you know, in the middle of the race, definitely we had an opportunity. And I chose a lane on the restart when we had all the lap cars, not lap cars, but the off-cycle cars in front of us, and it was just I chose the wrong lane. I chose the wrong lane with Palou, and I lost a couple spots to Colton and Pato, and then that just kind of set us up for the end of the race. You know, we were playing catch up. So I felt like if I made a different choice there, maybe we had an opportunity for the win. But I mean, you know, I guess I'm happy to be disappointed with second. This was a great recovery drive, I think, from our team. We rolled off really pretty bad. I mean, we were off the pace and not happy. This team went to work, did a great job with the PPG car and Team Chevy. So I got to be, you know, pretty pleased with second. It's tough when you have an opportunity, I think, to win and you just don't seal the deal.
Yeah, given how good you've been here in the past, I mean, were you surprised at how different things were at the start of the weekend just with the new pavement?
Yes and no. I mean, we knew it was going to be drastically different to what it was in the past. I'm a big fan of, you know, old pavement tracks. I think that the team here has done a tremendous job. I mean, the track's really in great shape. It's super smooth. I think as a team, we got to be better on smooth surfaces. It seems like a weakness of ours right now. So we were certainly better on the old surface. We just got to figure out, you know, what's the ideal package here going forward. But we'll work on it. I believe in this team, and we'll figure it out.
Second today for Josef Newgarden. Kevin.
Back to victory lane as Chip Ganassi Racing continues to celebrate, and it's more than just a win today. It's 250 wins all across. So we're talking back in the day to kart and champ car, certainly IndyCar and the NASCAR success at all levels, ARCA, Grand Am, IMSA, the World Endurance Championship, Global Rallycross, Extreme E. That covers it. 250 wins and a team photo for Chip Ganassi Racing, getting it done in style here at Road America. And we're going to let them get one last shot, and then we're going to speak to the boss here, who not only celebrates a win, but first, fourth, and sixth, and 1, 2, and I think tied for third or fourth in the championship. What a day this has been, and what a start to the season. What do you make, first of all, about what Alex Palou is continuing to do?
Well, the kid's just a phenomenal driver. It's obvious. You know, we saw that with his first championship. We saw that with his first race, if you recall, back in Alabama, you know, 2 years ago.
And you saw it when he was with Dale Coyne Racing, where he had some moments, but I'm not sure that anybody thought this young man is 6 months away from competing for a championship. What did you see back in the summer of 2020?
Yeah, I mean, this kid has a lot of heart, has a lot of drive. He loved Indianapolis. That's a big thing in this series. You have to like the ovals. You got to like being around them. And he obviously liked Indy and took to that place pretty well. So we thought we'd give him a shot.
What does 250 mean to you? That's a big number.
It's a big number, and I mean that's just a testament. A lot of people have a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and money in those 250 wins. The great employees we have, the great partners we've had over the years that contributed to every one of those. It's just an incredible feat, and it's all about the team.
I want to speak also on one of your other drivers, Scott Dixon. That's a pretty impressive recovery from where he was to finish fourth.
Pretty damn impressive drive for Scott Dixon in the PNC car, no question.
Thank you, Chip. And speaking of Scott Dixon, Dylan's got him.
That's right, plus 19 today, 23rd to 4th. and you say it could have gone better. How could it have gone better than going plus 19, other than, I guess, getting to victory lane?
Yeah, we could have won. Obviously, just one spot away from a podium, which would have been nice too. So huge credit to the PNC Bank 9 crew and, Honda as well. It was definitely a day where you needed drivability and, trying to look after those Firestones, but, also fuel mileage. So, it's got a little rough there on the back there a couple of times. Pit strategy kind of went the way it should have. I think it would have helped us a lot maybe if they didn't, wait for that Grosjean crash, and then, they keep doing that, which would have, I think, benefited us a lot more. But congrats to the 10 car. Man, he's having a hell of a championship right now, and definitely a great lead there going on. So it's time to get to work and see if we can all start closing that gap. But congratulations to the team.
On a day where there was maybe some apprehension just about what we were going to see from the tires, how we were going to race offline, those kind of things for somebody that had to pass cars, did everything kind of go like you thought it would as you drove through the field, or were there some things that surprised you still?
It definitely spiced it up, I think. Especially offline was kind of rough. Even later in the race where you had to make some dives, it'd take 2 or 3 corners for it to clean up and get going again. But it was also beneficial in the same, aspect for myself if somebody went off in front. So I think they did a great job here. It was nice to have some pretty high grip back in an IndyCar. A lot of the circuits we go to now feel pretty low grip for us. But yeah, the tires, I think, surprisingly went really well. I think a lot of people were having a bit of a downer on how the Reds were going to be, but they did a hell of a job. So yeah, it was good.
You had Pato in front of you there in third at the end, and we showed the Long Beach incident on our broadcast. Was there any thoughts of, if you got to him, how physical it was going to get?
That day will come. We'll see. But I think that there's a time and place for it. We were trying to get close. He had more OT than us, and it is what it is. We for the most part, we try to race as clean as possible, depending on when it comes down to.
All right, good day for Scott Dixon. Started 23rd, finished 4th today, Kevin.
Pato O'Ward started 2nd and finished 3rd, but it was more than just that because you had to work to get there. Let's go back to the beginning of the race and everything going on, and then just how you made your way back to the podium.
Yeah, it was a hard-fought race for us. We were a bit of a ping pong in the beginning, getting hit in turn 1, then hit in turn 2. And then we got shuffled back, had to give a couple positions, and then I think we were sitting 9th or something, and then we just fought our way forward. There was really no other thing to do, and yeah, I'm happy with the result. It was a solid job by the team in the pits, and yeah, considering where we've ended the last couple of races, I think this was a really good job.
You had to be brought back. You ran out of fuel on the cool-down lap, is that right?
Yeah, I might have made it, but I might have not. It was just going to be more pain to get, run out of fuel, maybe around over there in the kink or something. So okay. I just stopped in turn 5, yeah.
So we talked before the race, and no pressure was your response and whether you really needed to bring one home. Now that you have brought one home and got maybe some momentum back, what does this do for the program as we move forward this season?
We've been fighting in the top 3 every single week, and there hasn't been one where we haven't. So I don't see that changing. I think we're going to still be in the fight. Obviously, this isn't ideal for all of us, including ourselves, in the championship. But Alex and the Ganassi guys did a fantastic job today, and we need to be better.
We wondered how this would race with the new pavement today. So what's your assessment of what this racing is like here now?
I'm a big fan of this repave. It's been a joy to drive this track.
Thank you. Pato O'Ward comes home with a podium.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.